they're all in a circle, they're getting paranoid, they're like, oh my god, wait, we came here to battle, blah, blah, blah. And they're getting, like when you get high in that moment when you're paranoid that your best friend's about to kill you because he just pulled out a lighter and he's just stoned and he's lighting a stick on fire or something, and you get that paranoid like, oh my god, my friend, what the hell is he doing? Why is he doing that? Holy shit, he's trying to kill me. And then your thought just goes where it shouldn't. And everybody started doing that, and then all of a sudden, homie pulls out a spear, and homie pulls out a little tomahawk. Another guy pulls out a little deer antler horn or some shit, and the other tribe, the cannabis tribe, they're like, that's the littlest little fucking dagger I've ever seen. Look at that fool. Do you see that? That's like a fire axe for firemen, but for midgets. The little thing you tomahawk. And they all start laughing, and the red mohawk guys, they look at their shit, and they're like, ooh! And everybody starts cracking up hella bad, and they're like, everybody's laughing their ass off for like a fucking 20 minutes constantly. And they're like, oh my god, what are we doing? Why are we fighting? We should be doing this all the time. And they do it, man. They get baked, and they're like, brothers, we must unite tribes. This must be our goal from now on. Pang, 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 pang. So they're like, yes, let's do this. Our tribes will unite. We share women and brothers and sisters and mothers and daughters and truckers and everything. So now they've come together. They're even a bigger tribe. Now they're the Red Mohawk Reefer tribe, because they're like the old cannabis tribe, and then the Mohawk guys. Now they're the Hawk Reefer tribe. The Reefer Hawk tribe. Yeah, the Reefer Hawk tribe. And now they've come together, and they're like, fucking, our mission, we gotta find all of the Indian tribes everywhere, and we have to make peace with them with this pipe. Haha! We will call it a peace pipe. A pipe of peace, where every time you load a bowl and you take a rip, you make peace with the pipe, because it's called the peace pipe. Peace pipe. And from this peace pipe, they start going off to different, they start to build strategies. It's not just like battle and then mistake like what happened, because that was destiny. You know what I'm saying? But now they have to be strategizing. So some of their members dress up as other members from other tribes, and they like talk to the chicks and shit that are single, and they're like, hey, what's going on? Well, oh, I haven't seen you before. Oh, I'm new. I was born like 4 days ago, but I'm like the tiki guy gave me like super growing powers. And so I found this really cool thing. You want to try it out? And the chick's like, from the other tribe, from the Bakiki Twatiti tribe. Yeah, she's from the Bakiki Twatiti tribe. And the Twatiti tribes have a distinct tuna smell, and only when unclean. So the Bakiki Twatiti tribe girl, she's just like, oh yeah, I'm down, I'm single, I'm looking for, we all got to be married by the time we're like fucking, 14 anyway. So homie lures her, and they just smoke a bowl, and she's like, oh yeah. She starts to get all freaky, dancing in the fire, taking her clothes off, her titties are bouncing, and they just make love, because the peace pipe is a pipe of peace, and it just made peace again. And she goes and tells her brothers, and her brothers are like, oh, I'm down. And this guy starts getting these guys high, and they're like, wait a minute, you're not from our tribe. We notice your smell isn't a tuna smell. It's more of a beef jerky smell. And he's like, okay, you got me. I came here to introduce this amazing thing called the peace pipe with the amazing herb that we grow in our land. And they're like, we would love to join your tribe. Can we join your tribe? And the Bakiki Twatiti tribe, boom, they join with the Red Mohawk tribe and the Green Cannabis tribe. And Feather Prime is just a baller now. He's like an ambassador. Feather Prime, the ambassador, the Green Cannabis Red Mohawk ambassador. And you got these three tribes now. They're one tribe, and they're all fucking really G and shit. But there's this one tribe on the other side, like on the other side of the mountainy tippity top of the mountain, and that tribe is the most fucked up tribe, because that tribe they stumbled on a different plant. They stumbled on the cocaine plant. And that cocaine plant, just, you know, they eat the leaves and they get all fucking crazy and they're just like, they don't want to kill, we're gonna take over the world. Well, they're like, more like, we will kill all men and we will take over the world. Something like that. So they're all they're crazy on cocaine and everything. And that's their, like, war drug. They're like, yeah, that's why they keep winning. That's why all the other tribes are afraid of them, because they don't know what superpowers. They think Tiki gave them the power to be crazy like that, but they just actually stumbled on coke, you know, the plant. They don't know how to make the powder. They just eat the leaves straight up. So, anyways, they get down and shit. And they kill hella tribes and shit, and hella tribes are afraid of them, and everybody knows them as, like, the, you know, the death of the Knights tribe, you know? Anyways, so long story short, cut through all the bullshit. I mean, we could add so much shit in the middle of that. We could make so much funny ass shit, and we could use some proper actors. And, you know, dude, it can be fucking, I mean, this, you know what? It hasn't been done yet. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, long story short, you can add or take away anything you want from the middle of that. I mean, movies are unlimited now. Anyways, so they ended up fucking, you know, battling and shit with the, you know, all these tribes that turned to the bud, to the Greenleaf tribe. Greenleaf tribe. That's the tribe where they're all united. Greenleaf. Tribe Greenleaf. And Tribe Greenleaf is just like, okay, now we're so big and we're so peaceful and everything's so fucking chill and we just play pranks on each other all the time because that's just hella funny. And I remember one time I tripped Brown Feather and his face just fell straight into some doo-doo, and that shit was like, oh, that shit was hella funny. And they were laughing, and he washed his face off. He took the doo-doo off his face and he washed it off. Anyways, they did shit like that, and they try to pull ass, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, the chief, he orders Feather Prime. He's like, yo, Feather Prime, I got a very important mission for you, but I need you to be sober on this one. I need you to go scout the Black Death Knights, the Death Black Knights, whatever they're called. And Feather Prime's like, yo, I'm in my prime. You give me that feather, I'll write that story. I got you. And he's like, boom. So Feather Prime goes over the hills and through the woods, past Grandma's house, and he you know, gets a good safe distance, and he sees the tribe, and he notices something strange. They're having this weird festival, and they're throwing these green ass leaves in the fire, and then you just see them throwing leaves in the fire, and then they're chewing the leaves up and dancing. And then after like 5 minutes of that shit, they start doing backflips and front flips over the fire, and they're doing some crazy ass shit. Then you see this Indian Native American, he's like fucking bam, and he's riding this deer like it's a dirt bike, and he fucking jumps on this ramp they made, and he jumps over the fire and through a fire ring, and then he jumps and he lands on the other side and he sticks that shit, and all the buddies are like, yeah, 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 whoa, yeah, and then they're like fucking crazy. So he sees all that shit going on, he's like, man, this is gonna be really hard. These guys, they have some sort of secret weapon, you know, they got that strange leaf. So Feather Prime's like, I gotta go scout and grab some of that leaf and bring it back to my big homie, Big Chief. And Chief, at this time, Chief was back home, and he was collecting the keef from all the shake, and he was like the keef chief, you know? Anyways, so Feather Prime sneaks down there, and he's hella stealth. Everybody's all coked up and paranoid, so every single twig he steps on, they can hear everything, because they got like super hearing and super sight, and they're all paranoid. And so we got homie, what's his name? Feather Prime. Feather Prime goes down there and he sees the plant and shit, and how the women are picking it, and the women aren't allowed to eat that shit. Only the guys are, because they're hella crazy like that. They're not all about feminist or equality or anything. You know, men are the power and all that shit. And all the other guys on the other side are like, yeah, equality's cool. You know, it's all cool to be that fucking all that shit. And the other coke guys, they're not cool like that. So, long story short, he ends up grabbing a couple of those like in a pouch. He one of those horns. Remember those horns we talked about in the very beginning? He fills up one of them horns because he has a little bit bigger one, you know, like a venti or a grande sized horn. Not venti. We'll make it a venti size. So guys, like a